Good morning, my students. Today we will talking about biological learning outcome 13, which is talking about carbon cycle and how to connect the cycling of carbon to global climate change. Our concepts are carbon cycle, carbon reservoirs, quantity of carbon fixed, reservoir quantity fluctuates, forms of carbon, carbohydrates, organic compounds, human impact on reservoirs. You can search this textbook and resource materials, SEPAP Ecology Unit, Activity 8 titled Carbon Cycle, Campus Biology 9th edition, Ecology Units, Modern, Chapter 18 Introduction to Ecology. Our big idea, a sustainable ecosystem depends on the flow of energy from the main source, which is plant, through all other living systems. Getting started. How does non-living matter cycle? Can you guess? To answer this question, let us go to activity number 8 titled Carbon Cycle. The carbon cycle is one of several biogeochemical cycles which include the nitrogen, phosphorus, water, and rock cycles. The carbon can be stored and transferred in many forms. Example, carbon dioxide, glucose, and other sugars, methane, and calcium carbonate. In this learning outcome, you will focus on carbon dioxide and glucose transferred in the carbon cycle through photosynthesis and cellular respiration. The oceans play a major part in this exchange, particularly through phytoplankton and zooplankton. How human actions have significantly altered the carbon cycle. For example, the burning of fossil fuels and widespread deforestation have increased the amount of carbon-containing compounds found in the atmosphere. This has led to higher greenhouse gas concentrations, which is causing average global temperature to rise, the greenhouse effect. Where do the carbon-containing molecules in the giant cloud come from? The carbon comes from carbon dioxide dissolved in ocean water. The carbon dioxide is taken into the plants and incorporated into sugar molecules during photosynthesis. Then, the carbon in the sugar molecule is either used in cellular respiration and the carbon is released into the water as carbon dioxide or incorporated into the bulb itself. Look to this diagram which shows us cycling of carbon atom. And let us beginning with cellular respiration process by decomposers, which is the source of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Then the process of photosynthesis takes place by plant biomass, and the consumption of plant biomass by herbivore biomass taking place, then decomposition by decomposers take place. If you look to this diagram, you will find different sources of carbon dioxide, like animal respiration, plant respiration, factory emissions, and mineral carbon. Mineral carbon formed by root respiration, dead organisms, and waste products, also by the activity of decay organisms. Through photosynthesis, the oxygen from the molecule was released back into the air, and the carbon atom was removed from the molecule and used to build a molecule of sugar. The sugar could have been broken down by the plants at a later time to release the energy stored inside, but this particular sugar molecule was transformed instead into a long-lived structural part of one of the plant cells. If you look to this carbon cycle diagram, you will find that carbon in atmosphere Plants use carbon to make food. Animals eat plants and take in carbon. Plants and animals die. Then, either decomposers breaking down these things, releasing carbon to atmosphere and soil, or bodies not decomposed after many years become part of oil or coal deposits. Then, either fossil fuels are burned, carbon is returned to atmosphere, or carbon slowly released from this substance returned to atmosphere. What do we mean by reservoirs? Reservoirs are the atmosphere, the terrestrial biosphere, which usually includes freshwater systems and non-living organic material, such as soil carbon, the oceans, which include dissolved inorganic carbon, and living and non-living marine biota, and the sediments, which include fossil fuels. We reached to the end of this video. I hope that I could help you understanding the main concepts of this learning outcome. Please answer these questions and make a concept map of this vocab.